Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
La Vita is an award-winning, independently run Italian restaurant. Located on Rose Lane in the heart of Liverpool, real Italian-style dishes, using the best ingredients, skillfully prepared by our chefs. Come and try our serious Italian experience.
Supreme Upholstery Limited is a manufacturer of quality bespoke upholstered furniture. Come along with your ideas for that perfect sofa to fit your home and let Supreme bring your ideas to fruition. We also offer a service to the contract market, including large hotel groups and small family-run business. No matter how large or how small your order, you will always get that personal service from our sales team. Come along and visit our showroom.
Hello to you all and welcome to the Irish in the UK. Now, a few months ago we featured a group of people who were cycling from the Claddagh Ring Pub in London to Ballahadreen in County Roscommon to raise money for the Motor Neurons and Alzheimer's Society. Well, recently we went along for the cheque presentation night at the Claddagh Ring in London, and what a night it turned out to be. But first up, this year marks the 45th anniversary of the Birmingham Pub Bombings, killing 21 people and injuring 182. Well, recently a memorial service was held at the Grand Central Plaza in Birmingham, very close to where the first bomb exploded.
It's a very poignant day for our city as we gather together to remember those who lost their lives 45 years ago.
We come together tonight to show our solidarity, to show our commitment to commemorating and respecting the lives of the 21, and to reflect on what their loss has meant to so many.
Mayor, what a wonderful turnout here for the memorial.
It always is, you know, every year this is observed, and just last year we actually opened the memorial that is here right in front of New Street Station as a permanent memorial, and it's brilliant. So many people come and obviously pay their respects and stand in solidarity with the families tonight. So the most important thing to think about tonight is that there are those who 45 years on still live with the incredible loss from their families, and it's those people who must be front of our minds tonight. And it's a lovely way in which the city come together and really show our solidarity with those people who had the most incredible grief to deal with.
Now, there was also 182 injuries that night. I'm sure there are some of those people that experienced that explosion here tonight.
There are, and there are people who all, whether they were injured or frankly just around the city at the time, they all have their personal story to tell. And of course, in the city for the weeks, months and short years after it, there was real sort of tension. So yeah, it's something that affected all, dare I say it, all Brummies at the time. We remember those who were wounded, of course, and those who just had their own sort of scar from it, the thinking that they were living in a peaceful city. That illusion shattered.
Yeah, and a couple of Irish lads as well got blown up in that explosion, and the mum and dad has sadly passed away since as well.
That's right. So of course any terrorist act is of course completely indiscriminate. You see that in everything, and that's why it's so important that cross community, and you'll see that tonight again, the solidarity is literally across all the communities of Birmingham now.
And it's great to see so many young children here from the Birmingham Association and the associated schools here performing tonight.
Yeah, because if you think of what we're really talking about tonight, we are talking about peace and harmony and coexistence. And that's an issue that's as relevant to youngsters of today as it was to me as a youngster age 11 when this terrible thing happened. So it's absolutely right that the youngsters carry that flame tonight as well.
I'm just pleased that for the past few years we have had a proper celebration of the lives and a memorial of the lives of the people who lost, because for a good many years here in Birmingham it felt a little bit as if it wasn't being marked, and so I'm really proud that today and last year and the year before we properly marked this incident in our city's history. It's a crying shame as well that the case and the history of the events of that night 45 years ago still lives so heavy in the hearts of people in Birmingham, but the families of those that have been lost, some of them are no longer with us, and the idea that they'll never get any closure on the loss of their loved ones is really difficult to bear, really.
And of course it's really important that you're having the memorial here tonight, right on the edge of where the bombs actually exploded.
Yeah, so we're literally in the shadow of the building where underneath it the bombs exploded, and it's really important that we never forget that we remember those people who died, and how important to remember a sad history is in pushing forward for peace in the future.
For the Irish community here in Birmingham, the law-abiding citizens, it was a really difficult time for them as well.
It was an incredibly difficult time. It was actually before I was born, but I come from an Irish family, and I remember when I was a child in the 1980s, people would look up our name in the phone book, my maiden name, and people would ring us and insult us and suggest that we were terrorists. So there is the loss of the lives is one part of the story, but what it did to Birmingham's completely innocent Irish community is also a part of the story that I know that the families, they never ever want to be associated with that. The Irish community in Birmingham is as old, it seems, as the Irish in Ireland, and it is a community that is united. They are hard-working in our community. They organise all sorts of charitable things, whether that's in the faith community. They are a community that we cherish, and most of us are part of.
And of course Maurice Malone from the Birmingham Irish Association has been the instigator of a lot of this bridge building.
Absolutely, the Irish Association and what they have done over the past few years. And there is something beautiful about the fact that it is the Irish Association that organises these events of memorial. It shows how far we can come and how much stronger we can be when peace reigns. And you know, without them, we certainly wouldn't be having a lot of these events, and so we're eternally grateful to them here in the city. As a leader in the city, I am completely grateful to our Irish associations, and they do such a good job of representing what is a massive Irish diaspora.
This evening we're celebrating the first anniversary of our brand new memorial to the Birmingham Pub Bombing victims, and it's 45 years since that terrible night that struck the city. So we're here to remember the 21 victims of that terrible night and all their friends and families, and the over 200 people that were injured on that night when the bombings took place.
Now, I know that you've put in a lot of work and detail into the background of this, and you've got the school children as well from Our Lady's School here performing.
We had the over 50 kids from the school, because our intention this year is to educate the young people in the city about what happened that night in 1974, and to teach them about the history, but also more importantly about peace and reconciliation and how a city can recover from a devastating night that happened.
You've got 3 lovely peace trees here. Tell me about them.
So the trees we picked, with the 21 leaves on the trees, which are for the 21 victims. So we've sited the trees here, as you can see outside on Grand Central Plaza, which is in the shadow of the rotunda and the bullring where the first bomb went off. and the other pub, which is probably 200 yards from where we are, so it's quite a poignant location that we chose, and the trees are actually done in a shape that point towards the two pubs that were devastated on that night. The reason we chose the trees was that hopefully people will pass by, they'll sit, they'll seek shade beneath the trees, which is one of the phrases that we've got on there, and it's an area for peace where people can come and sit and maybe think about what happened 45 years ago.
Now, you had a lovely touch earlier on during the ceremony here this evening where the children, brought a candle and met a member of the family that was deceased. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the idea behind bringing the children, it was actually the families who suggested it in the first place. They wanted to share the evening with the younger children in the city. So the candles are symbolic, so we had 21 candles, a candle for each person who sadly lost their lives on that night.
Maurice, I know that you and the Birmingham Irish Association here have done a lot of work down the years trying to build bridges and bring the communities closer together.
We've worked really hard to try and build the relationship between the Irish community and particularly the families and the rest of the citizens of Birmingham, because obviously 21 people lost their lives on that tragic night back in 1974. But the Irish community also died that night. The aftermath that the Irish community felt in the city was horrendous. People were chased out of their jobs, they were chased out of their homes. People were ashamed to walk around the streets with their Irish accents.
Now, we heard the local MP here speak tonight and the Mayor of West Midlands as well, but it was a very emotional night here to see so many people gathered here, so many of the families and people that suffered on that night and people that were injured. You could hear a pin drop, couldn't you?
It was, considering where we are in the middle of the city centre and all the trains going by, but there's a certain peace and calm when we have this ceremony. And it's a very emotional night for everybody concerned. Obviously the families being here, it's a very difficult evening for them, but I think when they see the school children here supporting them and singing hymns that were chosen by the families, that gives them a certain sense of peace.
Now, tell me about the minute's silence.
What we try to do is have a minute's silence at 8:17, which is the time that the first explosion took place. Then the second explosion was at 8:28, so we always have a minute's silence at 8:17 where obviously we fall silent, we turn the lights off on the trees to reflect just for that minute.
Maurice, well done to you and to everybody here tonight. It was a lovely evening, a sad evening, an emotional evening, but thank you so much.
This is an important memorial for our city and our country, but for me, this is also very personal. It could have been me walking past the Mulberry Bush pub on the night of November the 21st, 1974.
It was a very emotional night for all the families and friends who came along to a lovely memorial service. Now we're going to take a break there.
Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
Supreme Upholstery Limited is a manufacturer of quality bespoke upholstered furniture. Come along with your ideas for that perfect sofa to fit your home and let Supreme bring your ideas to fruition. We also offer a service to the contract market, including large hotel groups and small family-run business. No matter how large or how small your order, you will always get that personal service from our sales team. Come along and visit our showroom.
La Vita is an award-winning, independently run Italian restaurant. Located on Rose Lane in the heart of Liverpool, real Italian-style dishes using the best ingredients, skillfully prepared by our chefs. Come and try our serious Italian experience.
The Warrington Irish Club, 83 Orford Lane, Warrington. A friendly and welcoming club keeping the Irish culture alive. We have Irish and country music every Saturday night, tribute nights, race nights, charity nights and karaoke. All live sports shown on the big screens. We have snooker, dominoes and crown green bowling teams along with arts and crafts. Pop in for a friendly welcome and to book your event at the Warrington Irish Club, give Frank a call.
IJK's Scrap Metal, Manchester. We provide payment for scrap metal, removal and disposal of cars and abandoned vehicles. A weighbridge facility, authorised treatment facility, recycling and waste management. Full compliance with all legal requirements. IJK Scrap Metal Manchester, a friendly, professional and reliable service.
The Dolphin Hotel and Mulhern's Bar, situated in the heart of Crossmolina, is now under new ownership. Mayo's leading destination for food, beverages and accommodation. Food served from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. Sample fresh local produce on our breakfast, lunch and a la carte menu. Or why not relax in Mulhern's Bar? We cater for weddings, parties and various functions. Stay with us in one of our beautiful ensuite rooms. You will be greeted with a smile from Mary and Pat Mulhern at the Dolphin and Mulhern's Bar, Crossmolina, County Mayo.
Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
Welcome back. Now, a few months ago, a group of people got together to cycle from the Claddagh Ring Pub in London to Ballahadreen in County Roscommon to raise money for the Motor Neurons and Alzheimer's Society. Well, recently we went along to the Claddagh Ring Pub in London for their cheque presentation night. Gretty, my goodness, what a response to this cycle ride all the way to Ballahadreen.
Absolutely, and this is the culmination tonight, Marty, and what a night we're having inside.
Now, there's a young man that just lives down the road from you at home called Jason Corrigan, and I know that you've already spent some money on Jason and a car for him. Tell me about that.
Yes, Jason is just an absolutely wonderful young man. He's a treat. I love meeting him, love meeting his mum, Bernie, and dad, Pat, and they are on a journey and they are just doing so wonderfully well. The car has been just a lifesaver for Jason. Jason is 27 now, he was 26 when he was diagnosed. And he'd love to be an ambassador for Irish motor neuron disease. And hopefully that will happen because he's a young face, a young person with motor neuron disease.
Money has still been raised.
Even today we had a great car wash in Dunmore and County Galway, which raised €500 this evening. Just giving donations are ticking away all the time. It's just amazing. It's amazing.
And a big group of you come over from Ballahadreen for tonight as well.
It's like being in Ballahadreen all over again. There's up on 25 people in here tonight, and it's just lovely. And some people I know really well. I have my 4 P's and 1 G, as I call them. There was Pat Towie, Pat O'Grady, Pat Phillips and Pádraig Mulligan. So they were my go-to people in preparation for the cycle. I'm the G, so it's 4 P's and 1 G, but there's a lot of other 4 P's and 1 G's inside tonight. There are 2 men from the men's shed here tonight. Pat Towie has brought them over. There's Michael Muldoon and Joe McCormick, and it's just wonderful to see people that I don't know all that well, but they're here in the place that Frank used to come to and I used to come to for 25 years, and I'm delighted to have them over here tonight. I'm very, very happy tonight, and I'm also, it's tinged with sadness, as you can imagine, because I miss Frank and all of that. But as I have said time and time again, Frank would be delighted. He would know he was raising money for a good cause. He would be over the moon to see all the people celebrating and having good fun. Because when Frank and I went out together, I lost Frank early on in the night because Frank was a very social person and a very gregarious type person, and he was always to be found in the midst of a crowd of people, probably discussing Gaelic football, but it could be politics by the end of the night, and then I'd have to find him. And he'd turn and look at me and he'd say, "Gritty, there you are. Where have you been all night?" So as I look around with the crowds, I feel he's there anywhere there's goodness, anywhere there's laughter and joy and crack, anywhere people are doing good, which is what this cycle was all about. Frank is there.
Ja, welcome to London. Great to see you here with the Sam Maguire Cup.
Thanks very much. I was delighted only to be asked to come over for a great cause.
Of course, you had a great footballing career with Galway, 2 All-Ireland medals.
Yeah, looking back, it was great times, and it's lovely to see a lot of guys that have enjoyed them years, and it's hard to believe it's 20-odd years.
Yeah. And of course, you played with the team, the first team to bring the Sam Maguire Cup to Galway since the 3 in the row.
Yeah, absolutely great. You know, I suppose looking back at the time when you were going through it, you know, there was a big fear factor that you didn't want to be. There was a number of teams that went up over the 70s and 80s and lost All Ireland, so you didn't want to be one of them. And it was brilliant to be part of the team that brought the Sam across the Shannon. So, you know, great, only but great memories.
And Tony, of course, you represented Ireland 88 times. Many congratulations on that.
Thank you. It was a fantastic experience, and I'm a bit like Joe. I don't really miss playing anymore, but I miss being in Ireland, being around everybody and seeing old colleagues, players that I had great affinity with within football clubs and playing for the Republic of Ireland, so it's great.
And of course you played with the Republic of Ireland when they had a really good team. You were there for 2 World Cups under Big Jack.
When we qualified in '88 for the first time in the Euros, that was an experience. '90 was even a bigger experience. And I think we all get caught with the fantasy world of how fantastic it was. We actually didn't win a game in 1990. We only won on penalties.
But Jack had you all well fired up for them games.
Yeah, we loved it. I mean, look, we had a great camaraderie within the squad. It's really important. Many of us, when we meet up today, we're all so happy to see each other. So it's you know, they're fond memories, and 2 World Cups and 1 Euros, Euro Championships was a really great experience. Like I said, 88 caps, and being under Jack was an experience. And Mick, Owen Hand gave me my first international cap. So yeah, really, really great time. Played in England in the lower divisions, went up the ranks, ended up in France, had 6 years in France, which was again another great experience of playing abroad.
Ja, of course, Galway football had a big change this year. A new manager come in.
Yeah, Porrick. You know, Porrick's taken over, and I think he's going to. Well, I think he'll put the fox among the chickens in the sense that Galway over the last number of years have fantastic talent, but just haven't shown it. I think Porrick's straight talker. He'll get the best out of them.
Finbar, many congratulations. A £250,000 raise. I can't believe it.
I probably can't believe it myself, to be honest with you. I mean, this fund started back with an initial target of 30,000, and it just kept growing and growing. People, unbelievable people, got involved. Virtually all over the world really has supported this fund, and to grow and grow and to finish at £250,000, £250,000, it's almost impossible to say, really. But it's there. It's all accounted for. It's fantastic, and it's just wonderful that we have that amount of money now to being able to distribute to the initial project and just to widen it to other sides, such as supporting individuals. I was with Jason with the van, and also Alzheimer's Society, where Joe Lynch was, the 2 centres that he was there. We've done a garden, and we've paid for quite a bit of technology there. So just fantastic overall. It's been a wonderful journey.
And I know Joe Lynch was a great friend of yours, and of course he used to come in here to the Claddagh as well.
He sure did. I knew Joe in the top house before I even came to the Claddagh Ring here. 27 years ago, last April, we left here and we cycled to Cavan. It was our first time doing a bike ride like that, and Joe was just an inspirational figure to go with, and he's been a huge supporter of mine for the last 30 years, and huge friend. And you know, it was just so important that Joe was recognised, and he was the leader of the Alzheimer's Society for us.
Now, you had a great crew with you. You cycled from the Claddagh Ring here all the way down to Ballahadreen. What a reception you got in Ballahadreen.
Ballahadreen embraced this fund because of Frank Kelly. Frank Kelly was a huge personality as regards to the GAA and the local community of Ballahadreen. You just had to mention Frank Kelly's name and it was yes. And Ballahadreen really, I don't think there's any other town that could have really responded as well as they have. To all the people of Ballahadreen and the surrounding area, I thank you so much on behalf of the rest of the team. The reception you gave to us was like coming home from the All-Ireland. It was fantastic.
Now, we know that you put your heart and soul into this, and it wouldn't have happened only for you. And I thought it was a lovely touch tonight that all the group of bike riders made you a presentation.
Yes, I'm deeply humbled by their appreciation to me, but I honestly, and I said this many a time, this has been the easiest thing I've ever organised, because I've had just unbelievable backroom support from all of the team. It's been the most heartwarming experience that I've ever been involved in. Raising that amount of money is normally really hard work. You're slogging it out, you're begging, and it becomes monotonous. This was just a fantastic journey. Yourselves really included in this. When you came on board, and you know, it was just amazing the momentum that you created from that interview here, and then as we went up through the country, you really kick-started that Just Giving. You got the word out there to people that would never have known about it. Sarah from the Crack magazine, the Irish Post was just fantastic. Irish World came on board, Galway Advertiser, Tuam Herald, all the Roscommon papers, Mayo, everything. They all really came on board and made it got the word out there was what we needed, and that's why we got to this figure today.
£250,000 raised. What an unbelievable amount of money. Well done to everybody, all the team and everybody who sponsored them and donated money. It was a great occasion, and well done to you all. Now that brings us to the end of the show for this week. Don't forget to catch us next week. Henry McGlade is back with his show on Thursday night at 7 o'clock, and we are here with the Irish in the UK at 7:30. Until then, take care.